Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting F3 race, this time coming for you from Belgium. And we are now round 8 of 12 in the F3 calendar, and the state of play in the championship is like this, because I'm now looking at what is a periodic table by the looks of it, but it's actually apparently driver standings. But anyway, the state of play is as this. Ash Best has got a 6-point lead from AMS, but then there's quite a big gap between Sao Paulo and the rest of the field. But I will round up the top 10 for you in the driver standings. So Sao Paulo is, as I said, in 3rd place with his teammate Frank Dank in 4th. Then it's Yarham in 5th, Kurt Toyce in 6th, Rossi 7th, Corey 8th, Notorious in 9th place, and Bad Boy is in 10th place, and he's doing alright actually, because he obviously joined the F3 I'm going to put it now, F3 section quite late in the championship, so good for him. So we move on to constructor standings, and Ferrari have joint top with Force India, and McLaren about 9 points behind them, and a bit of a big gap between McLaren and Williams. And it's Haas in 5th, Mercedes 6th, Sauber 7th, Red Bull 8th, Toro Rosso 9th, and Renault rounding up the top 10. Okay, so my hopes for this race is I do not have to interview Ash Best, because every single race I've done now, I've had to interview him, and quite frankly I'm running out of questions to ask him. And I will say that it was quite an impressive comeback from him last time out in Hungary, and it was a really good race. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're 8 o'clock now. Hi Joe. So yeah, and the countdown clock has begun, so we should be underway very shortly. As ever guys, if you want to watch any of my streams, I pretty much do F3 in a minute. Yeah, I'll just do F3 in a minute. So subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. My phone's gone away, so yeah, can't question my professionalism here, but I do have a nice ice cold but a Budweiser in front of me, which I don't have in Sky Sports. I don't know. Exactly. Let's get that. So, as I can see, there's only 13 drivers on the grid today, which is a bit disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll show an exciting race anyway. There's been already some exciting races from FP, F6 and F5 and F2 last night, so hopefully these guys won't disappoint us. I'm hoping there will be someone who can give us me as a weather report. I've just seen a car go out, so I'm gonna see who that is. And it's Car World. Very nice start and dry. Well, I'm going to assume he's on about the race. So thank you for that information. So as I said, well, as you can see, we're at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. The longest track on the calendar and 22 laps of mayhem. I think it's the calendar it's calendar. I think it's the track that has most throttle. I'm not sure about that. I think it is. Most 100% throttle is what I'm trying to say. But I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that is the case though. Yeah, so 22 laps. But we've done the qualifying at a minute. If you problem with this track is if you make a mistake, it is going to cost you a huge amount of time. And with it being such a long circuit, it's gonna, if you make a mistake at the beginning of a lap, you've got a long way to go before you can enter the pit lane again. You've got a puncher or a break a wing or anything like that. So Carwell will be the first person to cross the line to start his flying lap. How are you doing, Abrahams? So I'm going to have a bit of on-board action. Unfortunately for Carwell, he was disqualified from last week's race. I'm not quite sure why that was. I think it might have been due to an incident with Ash Best, as it happens. It's hoping for some better luck in this one. And Carwell unfortunately has left the session, which is a shame. So I'm going to try and find someone else now. He's out. Well, yeah, I'm going to go on board for Ashbest then, as it happens. So he is on a flying lap, just gone up Eau Rouge because I have. Oh right. Well, priorities and all that. Carwell has rejoined, so that's good for him. So Ashbest and AMS will be favourite for the pole. So who can get there first? Well, not in there first. Who can win that battle? Bad Boy, interestingly, gone on soft tyres, so he's gone for an interesting strategy. But he's got a very good chance of starting in the top 10. You can call me lush. That would be a bit weird. So yeah, he's got a very good chance of starting in the top 10 because of the amount of drivers on the grid. So yeah, that could be interesting to watch at during the race. So Ashbest now come up to the chicane, or what was known as the bus stop chicane, no longer. And 1:44.2, so that's a marker for everyone. Let's see if I can get someone. Frank Dank. So it's on towards the end of my lap. Kurt Toyce now in the Force India. What can he do? He's not going to go beat that time, and only does a 1:47. So yeah, a bit off the pace there. I imagine most people around this track are going to be running quite low wings, just to maximise the camel straight. Now, what can Bad Boy do on these soft tyres? I very much doubt he's going to get a pole time, but let's see. A 1:45.6, and that's very respectable. Frank Dank goes further, 1:44.4, and AMS has gone pole. I missed that in all of that. 1:43.8, very impressive. Now Sao Paulo, what can he do? He just must be on an outlap, or he invalidated it. Tourist coming to the end of the. He's got traffic in front of him, but shouldn't be a problem really. And that's the Renault of Hulkenberger, but goes in pits. A bit messy, but. And he goes 7th fastest. And we're already halfway through the session. Hulkenberg's in Kurt Toyce. Is he going to try and go for a quicker time? Already down. No, he's backing off, so he's going to go in the pit lane. The Carwell will be starting an outlap. We're starting a firing lap. He had connection issues. So I'll start on with him. And interestingly, Kurtz, Hulkenberg and Stephen have not set a time yet. So they've got less than half a session to do that. Ash Best has got 4 attempts to find from somewhere to if he won and gets that pole. But having said that, not too far behind him is Frank Dank and Joachim. And in fact, onto the podium, in fact, is there as well. But anyway, in the 144s is going to be good. Oh, Carwell running very wide there. He's good. That's not going to be a good lap. Stephen, his teammate, he's on his out lap. He's left it very late in the session to do that. Let's go on board with Ash Best now. He was actually just coming to the pit, so that was really bad timing. Oh, Sao Paulo coming in 5th position. It's very respectable. And Kurt Toys and Stephen have come out. Well, okay. What's your problem? Well, you said yourself was going to try it at the end. I don't know. Obviously, I'm no expert in these things. We're almost 3/4 of the way through another session, nearly almost 3 minutes left. What's Sao Paulo going to do? He's not going to. In fact, he just dives into the pit. So it looks actually a decent time, and he's hit the wall there. I don't think that's got any damage, but I don't think it'll be an issue anyway. The Carwell just seems to be out. We've been out now forever. Still hasn't set a time. Let's go on board with Stephen now. He's not earning that. He's on the flying that. He's on the camel straight, and you can see. Was the F6 champion? Oh, and he's messed out unfortunately, so he's going to go again. I was just going to say he was the F6 champion, F6 leader up until the last race in Hungary, where BUA9 is overtaking that mantle. Unfortunately for Stephen, he could have been F6 champion whilst being in F3, but no, it wasn't to be. So he's going to go again. I can see some people some out laps. See if I can get someone towards the end. I think Frank Dank will be the closest one, the first one to, pardon me, the first one to start a flying lap. So let's see what we can do. Currently in P3, and he's going to do some to knock off AMS. He's got Ash Best in the sights. I only has to find another 2/10 per second, and Carwell has retired. Let's see what's happened to him. And he's just not done a lap. He's done 1:45.3, and that puts him in 9th place in a minute. Oh, I'm going with Frank Dank. So Frank Dank starts his flying lap. It has got traffic in front of him, but hopefully that will not be a problem. Went flat out there, no rouge. So obviously you got the fuel on max. Kurt Joyce and Hulkenberg with only a minute left in the session, still hasn't set a lap yet. And Sao Paulo gets out of the way of Frank Dank. Good driving from him. Sao Paulo is retired, so yeah, he's obviously done his business now. He will start in 5th place as it stands. But still plenty of time for people to set laps yet. So 30 seconds left in the session for people to start a flying lap. Can he get up to P2 now? So everyone out on track at the minute apart from Sao Paulo and Car World. This is going to be tight. 1:43.9, he's gone to P2 provisionally. Oh, I forgot to do chain. Oh, sorry ladies and gentlemen, because of my stupidity I forgot to click off rank, so I can't see anyone coming across the line, so I'm going to call it as I see it. Unfortunately, Yarm will be moved up to 5th place and in the pit lane. And Stephen will start in 10th currently. Bad Boy moves up to 4th place now, but he's gone on to the Ultra Softs. So he obviously wasn't happy with that soft tyre. And Notorious has gone up to 6th place, which pushes Yarn down to 7th and Sao Paulo down to 8th. So really, we'll look at Ash Best and AMS, see what they can do. Stevens moved down to 11th, Kurtos qualified in 10th, and Hulkenberg qualified 11th, just ahead of Stephen. So AMS and Ash Best, the last people, and onto the podium, sorry, last people to cross over the finish line. So let's see what we can do. Well, let's not see what we can do because you can't see them, but you can see it on the left hand side of the screen there. Ash Best goes pole with a 1:43.9. What can AMS respond to that? 1:43.5, sorry, beg your pardon. I couldn't read it. Oh, I don't know. I think Ash Best got pole. So we'll find out in a minute. And Ash Best did indeed get pole. AMS improved slightly, but not enough to get the pole time, unfortunately. So Ash Best will start the race in pole. AMS was his nearest title rival behind him. Frank Dank in 3rd, Bad Boy in 4th, Rocco in 5th, onto the podium in 6th, Notorious 7th, Felipe, I'm not sure that actually is actually, Sao Paulo in 9th, and Kurtos in 10th. And it'd be 11th for Hulkenberger, 12th Stephen, and 13th Carl. Yes, Felipe Massa is actually Johan. Let's hope he can join the lobby. I'm sure he will be able to. So with Ash Best started on the pole, less chance of him being caught up in any melees. Hi, Lewis Milan. So, and it's raining. I think that's intermediates. Start, I would suggest. So Ash Best has got a wet setup apparently. So yeah, he's looking good for the race at the minute. So 10 seconds to the start. Obviously guys, as currently no formation lap and no safety car as yet, unless someone did like Ash Best and they've got to switch it off. 5 lights, and let's go. And it looks like a good start from Ash Best. Not under any real pressure for the minute, but Frank Dank looks to go on the inside. Oh, there's collision, there's contact, that's a big contact. Oh my god. Ash Best cannot avoid contact. He's down in 10th. Oh my god, a Toro Rosso has gone round. That is Stephen, is it? Yes, it is. And he's AMS is done 11th place, so that's sort of okay for Ash Best. Oh, and there's been a huge crash between Forcing and Kurtzweiss, and they're both out of the session. So that's huge impact. So AMS in 9th place, onto the podium, 8th place. Ashbest got way up into 6th now, so Rocco is leading the race. God blimey, ladies and gentlemen. What a hectic start. Yeah, so Rocco is winning this race. A nice helmet, by the way. Notorious in 2nd, Sao Paulo in 3rd, and he's got Carwell right behind him. I think that's the worst bit of driving I've seen, to be honest. So yeah, only 10 runners in left and centre. Kurtois is left, obviously. Oh, Abby, you've missed a hell of a start there, mate, unfortunately. Wow. Carwell dropping down to 6th place now. That's a bit, so Ashbest has got his way back into 4th, so it's not a complete disaster, especially with his nearest title rival being in 8th place. So, wow, ladies and gentlemen. I'll rematch it. Hulkenberg has retired. What's happened to him? I'm not quite sure what's happened to him. He seems to have retired on his own. Yeah, some first corner heroes there, guys. So, wow. So they're all on intermediate tyres. And the host has left the session on. He did that last week. It's not really allowed, ladies and gentlemen, but there you go. So Rocco and Sao Paulo. Rocco has made it 4 places. Sao Paulo's been at 6 places, and Carlo's been at 7 places right from the start. And Rocco has got a 3.6 second lead now from 3.7 from Sao Paulo. Ashbest is in 3rd place. And Taurus in 4th. Carlo 5th. Bad Boy 6th. AMS in 7th. Onto the podium, is coming to the pit lane, and in fact he's left the session, so he's retired, and Stephen's coming to the pit lane. So we've obviously had first corner incidents. Who was the right? I think it was Frank Dank, my former F6 teammate. Wow, so 9 people left in only lap 2. That's crazy. Well, this has been a crazy race, ladies and gentlemen. There's been some huge contact. Rocco going in slightly wide there. So Ashbest closing in on the back of Sao Paulo now. Notorious not too far behind either. Bad Boy just went off apparently. Yeah, he seems to drop back, but I want to keep on this battle if I can. Carwell has left the session. That's really unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can rejoin back. So yeah, points are on the cards for everyone, and depending on how the rest of this race goes, could be a lot of points. So Sao Paulo's got a job to do now, keeping Ashbest behind him. Ashbest having a terrible start really, but actually as it happens he's still in 3rd place. Doesn't seem to have had any wing damage, so yeah, it wasn't a complete disaster like it was in Hungary. Oh crikey, don't know what Ashbest is doing there. AMS has made his way back up to 5th place now. You can see him in the background there. Rocco losing slight time, but he's only 3.3 ahead now. So I imagine if Ashbest can get past Sao Paulo, he would probably, creep up on the back of Rocco and probably go on to win the race. I think. Who knows? Early days in the race yet. Bad Boy is pitted, so yeah, that was well spotted. He must have had contact, and he comes back out in 7th place. Onto the podium is Ghosting. And Stephen having troubles at the start as well. Ashbest all over the back of Sao Paulo now. He wants that P2. And Stephen has left the session. Oh, this is why. We almost have connection issues. Why would you leave? There's points on up for grabs. And Yarm has left the session as well. What is? Oh, he didn't. Apparently there's going to be a restart. And it is going to be a restart, yeah. So that was just a complete waste of time. I'm not really sure why it is a restart, but there you go. You lost that. Well, I do apologise for that. 130R? That's Asuka. Yeah, I was going to say that's Japan. Yeah. Don't know what that's about, Lewis. Yeah, 130R is in Suzuka, Japan. 12th to 3rd, and the first car and got taken. Well, you've got another go at it. Oh, okay, I understand. So, right. Well, they're going to have the same sort of weather conditions for the restart. I don't think we can do one shot quali or just do the race. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna have to get out of this, aren't I? Okay. I don't know how to do it. Do I quit to main menu? I don't know how to do this. I think I must quit to main menu. I'm not quite sure what the situation is actually. So, yeah, bear with me a second, guys, because I don't really know what I'm doing here. If I'm going to be honest, I first had to wait for another invite. So, at this juncture, I still got my butter Budweiser in front of me, so I'll take a few sips of that. And if you want to tell me how your day's been, guys, I'm open. So, yeah, if you had a crap day or shit, I just want to invite me, guys. If someone can do that, that'd be brilliant. Because it's the first time this happened to me. I haven't not been invited. Bad boy. So someone needs to invite me sharpish. I believe so, Joe. Here we go. I have an invite. I'm back. So it's just a race, there's no qualifying. I can see the safety car is off. That's a good thing. Depending on your point of view, I suppose. So I don't care. So fortunately now we've got this new grid editor, you don't have to do any more qualifying, so the lobby will be restarted, so that's a good thing. So yeah, it's take two, ladies and gentlemen, and if it can get any more carnage off the start, can't be any worse than the last one. I was hoping you was going to be knocked out, actually. Well, I'll check my phone. Uh, Bit unfair, I think that is, Ash. I think he did try. I think he just missed the breaking point. What I can see, anyway. But we all have our opinions. I mean, I don't think Frank Dank's a dirty racer like that. And what you moaning about? You got to bloody P3, didn't you? I know you said seemed, and I was just telling you, I don't think it did. Well, you just seemed, which implies that he didn't, so you can't have your cake and eat it. So I'm not really sure what the hold up is at the minute. I think everyone is in a lobby, so yeah. Well, these F3 admin guys, they just haven't got a Scooby-Doo what they're doing. Oh dear. A bit of turmoil in the F3 chat apparently. Unfortunately I can't give you the lowdown on that, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not invited to the F3 chat. No one. It was a crazy start on the of the race. Several people were tired, got knocked out, and so you've had to restart. And we can't restart yet because apparently there's handbags at dawn in the F3 chat. Oh, we're 5 seconds away now, so yeah, we're going to get underway. I do apologise, guys, if you had plans for this evening, like you want to play another game or something, or you know, you wanted to go out or something. I don't know, but these guys have ruined your plans, unfortunately. In fact, I think if he does, that'd be brilliant. I don't want to speak to him anymore. I cannot stand the sound of his voice. Oh. So, rain like last time, so it's all going to be Inters again. Oh dear. So yeah, if you want to see more F3 carnage for the next 4 races after this one, subscribe to my channel and hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. There's F1 or Destruction Derby, who knows what it is these days. So attempt 2 for the start. 4, 5 red lights. And let's go. Everyone seems to have got a good start again. Ashbash has covered that inside line. But AMS going around the outside. Oh, it's gone slightly wide, not be able to make the corner. And people, oh, there's already contact at the back there between Red Bull and the Sauber, I believe. But it's so, oh. No, I thought there was contact at the back there. Ashbash gets a lot better start now than he did in the first run, unfortunately. But AMS behind him, so the top 2 in the championship are the top 2 in the race. So I expect these 2 now will pull away from the field. So let's see what's going on behind them. Frank Dank has had a lot better start. He's got Rocco not far behind him. Bad Boy in 5th. Yarham in 6th, Sao Paulo in 7th, Kurtos 8th, being challenged by Notorious in the Red Bull, and Hulkenberger rounds up the top 10. So everyone's had a good start. Bad Boy's got past Rocco in all of that, and Yarham looking to do the same. So what's going to be difficult for these guys here is if they're going to be following closer to the car in front of them, is going to have to deal with the spray, unfortunately. So Ash Best has already pulled out a second now from AMS, so this could be, you know, a bit of a boring race, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the front. But let's see what happens. It's early days yet. Anything can happen. Bad Boy now closing on the back of Frank Dank. And Rocco's had a bad first lap. He was in 4th and now he's down in 7th place. Not sure what's happened there. And Hulkenberger as yellow flag. What's gone on there? That's best on the... Oh, it's 3 wide and there's a chicane. That is crazy. Stephen Carward and Hulkenberger. Lucky there wasn't any contact. I'm onto the podium and gone to the pits again, as is Courtois, so they must have had some contact. So look at Bad Boy now. All over the bank of Frank Dankwell. Has lost some ground slightly there. So not able to make a move yet on Frank Dank, Bad Boy. So lap 2, I'm pleased to say we still have 13 runners, which is the same amount of people that started. So Ash Best has pulled out a nearly 2-second advantage now with AMS. It's Joe. Who is that? Who actually are you? You in F6? I don't know your actual real proper name, your PSN name. And Bad Boy has got past Frank Dank, so Bad Boy into the podium positions. So that's impressive stuff from him. He got a podium in Hungary last week, so if he can match that again, that'd be impressive stuff. Oh, and there's Yarham and... okay, got ya. So Rocco and Yarham very close, in close company now. Rocco going slightly wide. I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed with Rocco at the minute. He was in F6 early on at the start of the season and was winning races convincingly at one point. Now he seems to, ever since he switched to, oh god, Yarm's hit the back of Rocco, he's got some wing damage there. Yeah, to finish up what I was saying, he just doesn't seem to be having fun on the pace. I think he's switched from medium traction to no traction, so obviously struggling with that. And despite Yarm's damage now, he's going to go around the outside of Rocco, and he's going to get that move done. Oh no, so Rocco a bit late on the brakes. No, Yarm back into P6 now, but Rocco on the inside. Yarm going slightly wide there. Oh, bit of wheel banging. No one's given up this position. This is the P6, ladies and gentlemen. And Courtois is retired. Let's see what's happened to him. Oh, he's lost it on top of Eau Rouge. I don't know if he's had contact with someone else or he's just lost the back end. And Rocco is defending that attack from Johan there. So Courtois, even on the restart, is not getting good luck in this in Belgium. He's been knocked out for the second time. So Paolo closing the back of his teammate, and he's still not giving up on Bad Boy in P3. But Ash Best now with 3.2 second lead. So third, fourth and fifth all close together now. So still in this borderless battle. Two Ferrari drivers. Frank Dank going slightly wide there. They don't want to be hitting each other. They're fighting for the Constructors' title for the minute. And I think Frank Nank has just let Sao Paulo go past there. So good team orders there. Oh, that tastes nice. But that allows Bad Boy to put up a little bit of a gap. So, as I said, the top two have kind of pulled away now. There's 4 second gap almost between Ash Best and AMS. And another 4 seconds back to Bad Boy. So this is the closest battle on track, I believe. But I don't think it's going to be much of a battle because I think there was team orders there a minute ago. So, unfortunately, it looks like I am going to have to speak to Ash Best at the end of the race, which is very disappointing. So, as it stands, 2 Ferraris in 3rd and 4th, and AMS in 2nd place. So that will give advantage to the Ferrari drivers for the constructors, with Courtois, AMS's teammate, being knocked out. So if they can stay in 3rd and 4th, that will give them a little bit more of an advantage in the constructors. They'll be scoring, trying to do my maths, 14 points. Oh, actually no, AMS will be scoring, yeah, they'll be scoring 14 points and AMS will be scoring 12, so only a slight lead, but a lead nonetheless. But as I say, only on lap 5, and so it's anything can change between now and lap 22. So it looks like the field is kind of spread out a little bit, which is going to happen on occasions with only 12 runners left. So yeah, it's a shame, but it is what it is. What also is annoying with Ash Best coming into doing the podium interviews, not everyone who gets on the podium has mics, so it's kind of annoying, that is, but you know, here we go. Yeah, so unfortunately guys, I've got not much to commentate on as it stands. So it's going to dry up towards the end of the race, so hopefully that will spice things up a little bit. There's going to be people pitting too early for the dry tyres, or some people pitting too late, and that might spice things up a little bit. How do you feel it? Not good. I don't get me wrong, I don't dislike the guy, just I've had enough of talking to him now. And he is an impressive racer, I have to say. If I had half the pace of he did, I'd be doing a lot better now in F6 at the moment, that's for sure. But anyway, enough of that. Let's every race I've done, policeman, every race I've done, I've had to interview him. And after the last week's race, oh dear, Rocco, oh Christ, just avoiding the barriers there, losing the back end on coming out of that last corner, which is easily done, as I found out on Thursday. Yeah. And he was boasting about after the last race in Hungary, he wanted to do 12 out of 12 podium interviews. So if he gets to Abu Dhabi and he's still got 11 out of 11, I'll be most annoyed. In fact, I'll pay someone to take him out if that's the case. Yes, I'm kind of gibbering on a little bit really, because I ain't got anything to talk about as far as the race is concerned. Stephen up to the back of Hulkenberger, so we have a battle on our hands. Stephen, former F6 racer, and like I said earlier on, he was leading the championship by up until last race. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but there you go. Well, that's great running for the rest of us, isn't it? So Ash Best on lap 6 has got a 5.7 second gap now over AMS. So there's no doesn't look like there's going to be a fight for the lead at this stage of the race, ladies and gentlemen, which is unfortunate. So this battle here is back to P8. But every point counts in this championship. Well, Ash has got a fan club. I can't really understand it myself, but you know, people into all sorts these days. And Stephen looking to go to the inside of Hulkenberg now. Yeah, gets that move easily done. So I don't know. I haven't done one. I haven't done anything yet, to be honest. I've been playing a bit of FIFA in the meantime since my last race. I'm kind of a bit fed up with F1 in a minute. I just want the season to be over now, I'm going to be honest. But anyway, so Stephen going up to P8 now. He's got a bit of a gap to catch up to Car World. Frank Dank has closed up onto the back of his teammate, but I don't think there's going to be any real battle between them. Oh, and Hulkenberg has got past Stephen, so Stephen's had a moment on top of Eau Rouge, and he's got no front wing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's a long way back to the pit lane. As I said, it's the longest track on the calendar. So yeah, generally you've got a high risk of an accident on top of Eau Rouge if you decide to take it flat out. And yeah, and that's he's paid the price for that. Well, he's not RIP, to be honest. Still in the race. There's only 12 people in the race, so he can still score some points. He's been in NASCAR games, but I never played NASCAR game years and years ago, and it was just oval, and I got a little bored of that. And I did the full race thing, so it was like 300 laps. Yeah, nearly RIP. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Stephen was staying P11. He's got a 40-second gap onto the podium. And Ash Best he's just increasing his gap over time. He's got a 7.8 second gap now over AMS. And Bad Boy is not able to close the gap. Yeah, it does get a bit annoying actually. It's like every hour he's out of practice. Mind you, since I haven't said that, I do need it. So Stephen dives into the pit lane. So the closest battle is not actually a battle, is between the two Ferrari drivers, but I think it's team orders there. They're not too far away from Bad Boy, so if Bad Boy was to make a mistake, the two Ferrari guys can certainly capitalise on that. So I'm not really sure what when the rain is due to stop. So whether these guys will stay on inters until the rain stops, or they need to stop again, I don't really know. But obviously people like Stephen onto the podium who have already pitted, they don't need to worry about that anymore. Obviously you do get tyre wear with the intermediate and wet tyres. I don't know if it's going to go from inters to wets until during the race. I've obviously got no access to the weather. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, it is going to be it is tyre wear on inters. And Ashbeth sets the fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes. That is. He's got 8.6 second gap. Frank Dank goes into the pits. So why is he doing that? We'll shall find out. And it looks like it's just for a change of tyres. So he wants a fresh set of inters, as does Carworld. So that kind of there's literally no battles on the circuit. Mind you, Sao Paulo is closing up onto the back of Bad Boy. So, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is complete opposite of last week's race in Hungary. It seems to be quite a bit of a boring race at this stage. That's due to two things: the amount of people who started the race, and obviously we had one casualty already, and Ash Best, who's just started on pole and it's just driven off into the sunset basically. And that gap is almost 10 seconds, in fact 9.3 seconds. So and all the time this is AMS is just he's not going to do much in terms of strategy if he finds himself too far behind to do anything. Sorry. Yeah, he did say that, but that was the last race. So whether it's the same or not, it should be the same, but you don't know. Sao Paulo has closed in the back of Bad Boy. I'm not sure if Bad Boy's got a problem or not, I don't know. I haven't seen him having any sort of problem. And in fact, Ash Best, lap 10, has increased their gap to over 10 seconds now. So, Ash Best with that wet setup is paying dividends now. He should be able to cruise for the rest of this race now, I would imagine. So, and AMS will most likely finish in second place. You know, Joe, I will tell you the answer to that, but all this information is easily accessible on the forum. All you have to do is go to F6, and if you go into where it says calendar and results, it does say there's a race calendar section right at the bottom of the screen, at the bottom of the page, and it's got the whole race calendar there. But I will answer the question just because you asked. It is actually Japan. But yeah, all that sort of information is easily accessible on the F6 section of the website. Don't mention it. Well, you know, I might open up a bottle of Budweiser because I'm just like kind of drowning my sorrows watching this race, to be honest. It's driving me to drink because it's that boring. Do leagues have different calendars? No, they don't. No, they don't. It's the same calendar throughout PSGL. Bad Boy, bit of corner cut in there. And that gives Sao Paulo an opportunity to go on the outside on the camel straight, who will be the last late breakers, and Rocco's incurred a 3-second time penalty somewhere. Hulkenberger's now into the pits. So what's he doing? Is he just going to put on Another set of inters and disappears. It's actually Sao Paulo, not Sao Paulo, but I am just going to assume that's a typo. Well, you know what, I might just have a little bit of a play on Pornhub, just to kill some time. Yeah, I knew what you meant. So, just over halfway through the race now, which is very unfortunate. Well, I got another 10 laps of this. Bad boy is diving into the pit lane. Yes, you did. I need something to do. I need something to do because this is this is boring the hell out of me now. But I'll have volume on, obviously. A 12-second gap now between Ash Best and AMS. Well, I'm sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. There's not much on-track action going on. I can only apologise on behalf of the F3 guys. Just doing their best, really, which makes it not really exciting viewing. Frank Dank has actually jumped Bad Boy in the pit, so the undercut has worked there for Frank Dank. But yeah, hopefully the race will spice up when the weather changes. So Frank Dank has been on those fresh inters now for 1 or 2 laps. So Bad Boy will obviously have to fresher tyres. But yeah, the undercut has certainly worked out for Frank Dank there. And he'll probably be able to jump his teammate, I'd imagine. Sao Paulo has gone into the pits, so they're just, these guys here, they just want fresh sets of inters. They're not going to try and drag it out to the dry weather. They want inters to take them to the end of the race. In fact, yeah, Frank Dank and Bad Boy both judged Sao Paulo there, so the undercut slightly worked there. But Sao Paulo's got a good exit out of Eau Rouge. We've got an outside of Bad Boy again. This is like it happened in the last lap, or the previous lap. Yes, and he's got that move he's done. He's found himself behind his teammate once again. These Ferrari drivers working well together, so it's net P3 and 4 for the Ferrari guys, which will give them a slightly more advantage as well, the constructors. Battle between Notorious and Hulkenberger for P9. So that's probably the closest battle on track in a minute. Both have pitted, I believe. Yep, and everyone has pitted except the top three. And onto the podium, strangely enough, has pitted twice. I believe he had a first up incident though, didn't he? Yeah, so now he's literally driven off to the sunset. But there isn't a sunset because it's pissing down and rain, but you know what I'm trying to say. So we're Notorious. Best opportunities to go down, dive down the inside. Up towards the chicane. No, Hulkenberger a lot later on the brakes there compared to Notorious. And I believe that was a 3-second penalty of a bad boy just flashed up there. So that's because it's make his podium. And Stevens has incurred a penalty as well, so that's going to make his podium chances a lot harder. Notorious getting a better exit out of that corner, but still can't get it. Get the move done. Driving back up to Eau Rouge now. This will give Notorious a lot better chance. Oh, I thought it was going to be contact then. Notorious round the outside. Yeah, Hulkenberger able to brake slightly later compared to Notorious, and that's what's keeping him in the head at the minute. Obviously no DRS at this stage of the race because it's chucking it down. And Ash Best has increased that lead now to 17.6 seconds. Dear. If any of you guys want to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy in the meantime, it'll probably be the race might be over by then. He may have pit stopped by the time he may have pits. He may have pit stopped by the time he pit. I think. Oh right. To be honest, JT, absolutely nothing. It has been probably the most boring race I've commentated on, if I'm going to be honest with you. Well, Notorious will get that move done now. Hopefully he's been pushed out wide slightly by Hulkenberger, and Hulkenberger has a better exit. So Notorious not able to get that move done just yet. That was a good chance for him there to get to P9. And Hulkenberger's had a 3-second penalty for what I don't quite know really, if I'm going to be honest. Oh crikey. Notorious pretty much pushing Hulkenberger along the track. But Hulkenberger can brake slightly later than Notorious, and that's what's keeping him ahead. As I said in the previous lap, I can see Frank Dank goes on the back of Rocco now. And there's a four-way battle, ladies and gentlemen. Bloody hell, I didn't think I was going to see any battles today. But there is a four-way battle between Rocco, who hasn't pitted yet, and the two Ferrari drivers and Bad Boy. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, Bad Boy does have that 3-second penalty he's got to worry about. So the top three are hoping to stay out on their original set of inters until the weather stops, whereas everyone else is pitted. I believe that was a bit of common fibre I saw fly off the track there, I think, unless my eyes deceive me. Well, this makes things a bit more interesting, and Sao Paulo trying to overtake his teammate. They dived on the inside, but Frank Dank is able to stay ahead. Certainly no team orders there. And Frank Dank now has got past Rocco. He goes up to the podium positions. Rocco able to stay ahead of that second Ferrari, or does he? Just Bad Boy looking to capitalise, and he's lost some front wing there. So yeah, you've got to be really careful going around here. So Frank Dank able to get a gap now between himself and his other three, but Sao Paulo does get past Rocco as well. So Rocco still on that original set of inters, where everyone else is on the fresh set. Sorry guys, looking at my phone there because I've literally got nothing else to do, to be honest. Yeah, that battle's kind of like dissipated now as the two Ferrari guys have got past Rocco, who's down in 5th place now. Bad Boy will hopefully dispatch him soon enough. And I can see there that Yarman's pitted. So what's he going to do? Is he going to go on inters again, or is he going to gamble? This is lap 17 and 22. And Bad Boy has another 3-second penalty, so yeah, that's not going to be... Oh, and Johan's gambled, he's gone to super soft tyres. I would have thought the ultra softs would have gotten around for the laps remaining, but he's gone to the super soft, so he's the first one to gamble, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what he can do. Currently in P8, but he's already losing the back end coming out of the pits. And Bad Boy has got past Rocco, so... So yeah, Rocco losing a bit of time there. So will we start off a chain reaction now for everyone's going in and diving into the pits? Still a bit of spray, but I believe the rain has stopped. I can't see any falling on track now. So who's going to be? I don't think it matters what the front two are going to do, because there's just too big a gap for it to be any sort of difference really. I can't see those two making any sort of mistakes, well, especially Ash Bess making big enough mistake for him to lose 15 seconds and vice versa. And Ash Bess has gone to the pits and he's gone to the soft tyre. Why has he gone on softs? But anyway, that's doesn't matter. So AMS has got into the lead now, and he's decided to stay out. So that's interesting. That AMS decided to stay out. He's got a lot of time to make up. So that's interesting. I'd imagine AMS will pit on the next lap. To be honest, doesn't matter what AMS did really. If he pitted on the same lap, it wouldn't have made any difference. So he might as well try and gamble, and hopefully the track is still wet enough for him to gain a bit of an advantage. Yeah, very true. I will give you that. And Carbone has got a 3-second penalty. So let's stay on board with AMS and see if he had a better, I think it was 17 seconds or something like that, a gap was between AMS and Ash Best. So it'd be interesting to see what it would be after AMS's pit stop. So 5 laps remaining of the Grand Prix, thank God. And Stephen has pitted, he's come out on the softs as well. So the track is drying up, ladies and gentlemen. And the yellow flag is set to 1. So what tyre will AMS go on? Will he go on the softs, super softs, or ultra softs, did I say it? I would say he has creased that gap over Ashbest, to be honest. Oh yeah, I've just noticed that. An AMS pit, so what is going to be... Ashbest will take the lead of the race, no doubt about that. But how big the gap will be is an interesting thing. Ashbest coming around that last corner and he's struggling. In fact, Frank Dank has got past him. And AMS has gone through the ultra soft tyres. And Frank Dank is taking over the lead of this race. So Frank Dank has already got a 1.5 second lead. Can he not stay out for the... No, I don't say no. I was going to say stay out for the whole race, but I wouldn't have thought that'd be good done. So AMS is about 3.45 seconds behind Ashbest. So he's made up a lot of time there. So the Inters are still the quicker tyre of this race. And if a track can stay wet enough, Frank Dank could win the race if he stays out on the Inters. In fact, Sao Paulo is closing on the back of Ashbest as well. But what else is interesting, ladies and gentlemen? The two Ferrari drivers have yet to pit, so we're hoping there's not going to be any double stacking for their sake. Otherwise, they're going to lose a lot of time. Amistad get onto the podium, get a fight, something go penalty. But mind you, there does seem to be quite a bit of a gap between Frank Dank and Sao Paulo, so hopefully that won't be the case. That Sao Paulo stays out on the Inters, as does Frank Dank. There's 3 laps remaining, and Frank Dank has increased that lead to 3.5 seconds. So the race has spiced up in the last few laps, guys. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, if I'm going to be honest. DRS has been enabled. I suggest that Ashbest will still win the race. I just don't think the track. Yeah, I don't think Frank Dank can stay out on his intermediates for the rest of the race. And actually, Ashbest is closing in on Frank Dank now, and AMS is not really making any inroads into Ashbest as well, to be honest. So what looked like brief excitement has just gone back to the usual rubbish of yeah, Frank Dank is struggling now, so it'll be interesting to see what the Ferrari team does. Yeah, Frank Dank dives into the pits, as what will Sao Paulo do. Sao Paulo stays out. Oh, that's disaster for him. And Ashbest did the fastest lap of the race in that one as well. What's happened to Yarham? I have no idea where that is, but he's binned it. So Sao Paulo and Bad Boy both stayed out. That is crazy. What are they thinking? Well, I did watch a stream, yeah. I actually thought I was going to be commentating last night because nobody told me that Zebra was coming back. So yeah, that kind of threw me a little bit. But yeah, glad to hear it, mate. I hope good luck for the rest of the season. High pitched voice, Lewis. Didn't get any punches last night then. So yeah, Ash Best now has an 8.4 second late now, so his ultra soft tyres are not working. Well, I missed that. AMS has obviously got past him. So they're going to have to pit. Frank Dank is closing the back of him now. He was just ahead of him when he pitted, and now he's 2.2 seconds behind, and they're still staying out on the last lap. Unbelievable. So Carwell is 15 seconds behind him, pretty much. So what are they going to do? So Ash Best now, he's on his last lap. Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, if Carwell was just on the fastest lap of the race, he might get them. He might get them. Ash Best has got sporting a new helmet for today's race. I notice, and that's really the only thing I can comment on as the race has been. The race has been is what it is. There's a yellow flag and set to 1 for something. But Ash Best not had much airtime during the race, so I shall give him what he deserves, really. And I now got to look forward to interviewing again Stephen, fastest lap of the race. Actually, Carwell has had an incident somewhere. He's quite far behind him now, so I must click off Ash Best. He wins the race. AMS comes home in second. You're welcome at any time, mate. Any time. Frank Dank rounds up the top 3. I believe Frank Dank and MS don't have mics, so I'm just going. Oh, flipping heck! I'm just going to speak to Ash. That's what I'm going to speak to. Flipping heck. Sal Pye comes in 4th. Bad Boy in 5th. God, Carwell has lost some front wing there, but he's going to come back in 6th place without a front wing. Oh, flipping heck. It's bad enough to interview him, but to interview him alone as well, that just makes it worse. Notorious is 7th. Don't give him any more credit. His head's big enough as it is. Hulkenberg will carry him in P8. P8? Stephen will come in across the line in P9. Hulkenberg does fast lap of the race. And onto the podium, the last of the finishers in P10. Well, I shall watch the podium celebrations, and Ash, I will invite you in a second. If anyone's got any questions they want to ask Ash, post them and I shall put it to him. Right, let's get this over and done with. So just hello.
You're so happy to interview me, aren't you?
Well, I tell you what, mate. I had 10 viewers in the race, and now I'm down to 4, and that's because people don't want to listen to you. Right. Okay. Let's get this over and done with. Right. Thank you for actually just say congratulations on that victory there. Certainly a lot easier than the last race you took part in. So I just want to say thank you for giving us the most boring race I've ever watched. How did it go?
Well, lots of things happened in that race. You might not believe it, but first off, that first start was just
crazy.
Looked like Frank looked like he just didn't attempt to brake, but looking at it, he probably was just like getting pushed up by other people. So yeah, that happened, and on the restart, I just got a decent start of the line into turn 1, and yeah, done and dusted. And well, the thing is, on lap 17 or 18, the lap I pit for softs, I got a puncture. So yeah, that just literally screwed me kind of. That became softs and it was way too early, but I managed it anyways. So yeah, that was good.
Didn't have any concerns when you saw Frank Dank kind of increase the lead and was staying up in the inters a little bit, couple of laps?
Oh, no, I had no concerns there. I knew I was going to dry up, and on the softs also, I was going to be better in wet conditions. So yeah, I wasn't really worried about that. I knew I was going to get past one day, unless someone took me out, which thankfully not, as we have clean racers, which is good. So yeah, not...
Right, okay, yeah, right, I've got a question that I actually was going to ask you. Obviously, your ambition to move to F1 is no secret.
Yeah.
However, I was going to say that I'll put it to you, JD, sorry, in F2, he won last night's race, and he won the previous week as well. And he's done very well so far. And Skeven, his pole time in Hungary was faster than anyone in F1. So if for any reason you didn't get into F1 and any of those guys did, how would you feel?
I mean, I've been asked so many times, so I'm kind of expecting it into F1. Like I'm friends with some F1 guys, and like we do practice sessions all the time. So with the and some people have said, yeah, you're probably going there already. So if I don't get in there, I'll kind of be disappointed, but well, at least I'll go to too, and well, that'll be still a challenge. So yeah, we'll just have to see.
Right, okay. Obviously, Singapore is next. How do you feel about that track?
First off, if you get pole, as long as you're not Vettel, you should be alright. And if you're behind, if you're not on the front row, just good luck surviving turn 1, really. Other than that, I don't mind that track that much. It's definitely difficult, and with the rain being, well, common, it's gonna make it tricky. But winning 2 out of 2 races in the rain, well, that 2 out of 2 races that had wet conditions, hopefully it rains, because seeing as my form in rain is great. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so you've increased your lead in the driving stands to 10 points now.
10.
So, yeah, it was just 6 points, wasn't it? Yeah, so you got AMS came second, didn't they?
Oh yeah, it was 10. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I know my maths. Thank you. So it's obviously very close. Anything can happen in the next 4 races, but are you still confident that you can come home from Abu Dhabi as F3 champion?
Singapore and America are one of my pretty weak tracks, so I'm not gonna be too confident, but I'm gonna try and be confident to a level that it won't make me, well, crash, if you know what I mean. So I'm confident right now, but it depends how AMS is, how Sao Paulo is in the next 4 races.
Sao Paulo?
I mean, Sao Paulo could make an epic comeback, for anybody knows.
Okay, right, fair enough. Alright. I have got no other questions for you, so is there anything else you want to say to our millions and millions of viewers?
Just turn it on clear if you want to have a chance of winning, I guess. Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, just keep it clean, everyone, and keep it enjoyable, I guess.
Right. Well, Ash Best, congratulations on your victory again, and thank you for that displeasure of interviewing you again.
Yeah.
And apparently JT in F6 is your biggest fan, so as you just put out. So anything you want to say to your fan there? Your only fan, not your biggest fan, your only fan.
Well, I have Adiola also, I have Rashendrick, I have Andrew, yeah, I have a lot of fans.
Well, so I'm going to end the stream.
Yeah, just keep on racing well in F6, JT. Hopefully you can move up to F1 one day.
Right. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your comments, and hit that like button. And you'll hear from me again in FP on Tuesday, where I'll be sitting alongside Ash in the commentary box, not literally. So yeah, that'll be FP on Tuesday, guys. If you want to listen to some awesome commentary from me, and Ash will be there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, okay, guys, I'll see you later. Oh.